don't second guess. Unapologetic, we're bold and we're loud, shining light on the left shady crowd. Oreo Express, rolling down the track, exposing the lies, ain't no turning back. Conservative fire, we're speaking the truth. At Oreo Express, this one's for you. So grab your boots, let's take a stand for freedom, faith, and the heart of this land. Oreo Express, let's roll, let's go. So grab your boots, let's take a stand for freedom, faith, and the heart of this land. Oreo Express, let's roll.
Says just $29.98. Our famous standard My Pillow is only $14.98. Queens $18.98. King size only $1 more. Body pillows $29.98. Multi-use My Pillow 2.0s with pillowcase $9.98. Save $40 on our Spring Percale and Giza Dream bed sheet sets. Any size, any color. So go to mypillow.com or call that number on your screen. Use your promo code to save up to 80% on all My Pillow products. And when you spend $100 or more, get 2 standard My Pillows absolutely free.
Absolutely free. That is incredible. That is incredible. Thank you guys for tuning in. Happy Thursday, July 3rd. We get to celebrate some independence from the King tomorrow. I hope you're all having a good day today. And if I could ask you, please hit that like button. I hope my audio is good. Let me check my audio. Yes, audio is good. So I worked on the system a little more after yesterday's show. I'm getting it to a little better, a little better. We got a lot to learn on this new program, and I've been playing with it, and at least I'm able to use the Rumble Studio right now, so on top of the Wirecast, so that's good, that's good. We got some exciting news today. Job numbers are out. Stock market hitting record highs. Everything they said 3 months ago was going to happen in 6 to 8 weeks, 4 to 6 weeks. Seems like the opposite's happening. Makes you wonder, are Democrats just lying to try to make Trump look bad? We're also going to talk about the one big, beautiful bill. It looks like it's going to pass after the filibuster goes through. And it's kind of funny. Hakeem Jeffries have been up there for 7 hours trying to filibuster. I don't know if he's going for a new record or but some of the stuff he's saying, it's like, dude, you don't have to convince me anymore. I support the damn bill, all right? I mean, he may, honestly, listening to Hakeem Jeffries makes me support it more than I supported it yesterday. And I think we've got some other folks that said that as well. Let me jump into the chats really quick. See who we got in here. Julius is in the house. Hunter, Sugar Bear, Becky Boo, Rob Wallace, Trina's up in here. Thank you, Trina, and old Uncle Bill. Those two are the ones you got to worry about. Those two, you know, I'm telling you right now, if you start getting some weird messages on your phone or your computer shuts down, they're hackers. Let's see who else we got here. Cade, Texas is in the show. Said, howdy, everyone. I be trucking. Have a great show, and let's root for that one big, beautiful bill. Nola's here. How you doing, Nola? Let's see who else we got here. JH Candy Bar. Let me go down to the bottom now. Kelly, hello. Micro Taz, hello. Renee's in the house. Freedom Cowgirl. Texas Bigfoot. We're going to be rocking and rolling today, guys. We're going to be rocking and rolling. I'm excited. Tomorrow's 4th of July. I'm excited. I love 4th of July. How'd that get there? Oh, okay. I was like, wait a second, I didn't put that there. Why is that there? So we're gonna go through some stuff that's going on across the world, Philadelphia, DC, and some other places. Gonna show you what's going on in the liberal areas. Then we're gonna get into the economy, job numbers reports, CNN, MSNBC. They just can't hide it. And again, like we report the beginning of every month, like we reported last month, like we reported the previous month. Unexpectedly, the job numbers are up. Unemployment's down, better than forecast. All these things. And then we still have Jerome Powell, the Fed chair, who is trying to hold the economy hostage. If our interest rates were where they should be at this point, and it wasn't a political game for Jerome Powell, you would see even more booming numbers. It's unfortunately, this partisanship really hurts us. I seen this, and it's not Haiti, folks. It's not Haiti, believe it or not. But ABC News was reporting 4 people were killed and 14 others wounded in a mass shooting Wednesday night in Chicago. But wait a second. Really? Let's see if we have something else on that. I thought I had it pulled up. I thought these cities were safe. These Democrat cities. Hold on, we're getting problems with the keyboard here. I think I need to change the batteries. I need to get a new keyboard is what I need. That's what I need. Hold on one second. There we go. Yeah, so a mass shooting in Chicago Wednesday night. And I looked everywhere, and I couldn't find this on mainstream media earlier. You see reports here, and this one here says, what does it say? 18 shot, 4 fatally in mass shooting at River North Bar. The shooting happened outside as people were leaving an album release party for a Chicago rapper, Mellow Bucks. Another mass shooting happened at the same address in 2022. Now, I'm starting to wonder if Haiti is much more safer than Chicago. I think you guys would agree. Texas Bigfoot says, always something destructive in Chirac. That's the nickname for Chicago. How about this? Officially, Philadelphia, another blue city, another shithole that literally has budget problems like California, like most places. Let's take a look at this and see what we see here.
First, I want to start with public safety. Our streets are safe. Philadelphia police are out day and night protecting and serving the people of Philadelphia. Our 911 call centers are operational. Just don't hang up. But if you have to call 911, you call 911. Operators are there, and they will continue to take your calls. Our fire department and emergency responders will be doing their jobs all day and all night, as always. Now for trash and sanitation. Obviously, this is the topic that's on everyone's minds today. How will the city dispose of my trash if there's a work stoppage? If there is a work stoppage, the Department of Sanitation will be operating in what we refer to as a modified capacity. There will be no residential trash collection or recycling effective Tuesday, July 1st. We encourage residents and we ask you to please refrain from placing any trash or recycling out for curbside collection until further notice. In addition, we are arranging 63 temporary drop-off locations around Philadelphia where our residents can bring their trash in the event of any work stoppage. And we will clearly and specifically list every location where the public can take their trash. It'll be listed on the phila.gov/sanitation website in the event of any potential.
Well, there you have it. In the event of any potential stoppage there, well, they've had a stoppage. Remember, this stoppage started yesterday. Yeah, July 2nd. But don't worry, we got everything under control. We're not going to let our blue city go to crap, right? Well, let's take a look at some of this. This is one of those drop-off locations there. Take a look at this. Trash is piling up all over Philadelphia. And the funny thing is, it's everywhere, folks. It's everywhere. Take a look at some of these other videos that have came out. Like literally less than 24 hours into the strike, 10,000 employees on strike by Philadelphia's largest workers union. And the city's already drowning in garbage. Dumpsters overflowing, trash drop-off sites are spilling into the street.
You fucking kidding me? This shit is nasty. You gotta be fucking kidding me. This shit is nasty.
Here, let me refresh that one.
Gotta be fucking kidding me. This shit is nasty.
Look at this. That seems very sanitary.
Where all this trash come from?
Pretty interesting stuff there, right? All the stuff that Democrats say will happen when Trump gets elected and all these other things. Isn't it funny that it only happens in these blue cities when they destroy their own city? Here's another quick video right here. And we won't spend too much time on Philadelphia. It's really unfortunate. But please, folks, listen to Democrats. Listen to Democrats. This is just unimaginable. I mean, I couldn't imagine that there is some good people in Philadelphia, even though they have really horrible policies. Again, but this is what happens in blue areas, Democrat-run cities. Right now, I seen this from Jonathan Show. He says it's summertime. Tourism season is underway in downtown Seattle. It's got to be nice this time of year. And visitors are being greeted by brand new tents and open air drug use. Let's take a look at this. Imagine, hey, babe, where do you want to go for vacation? You know, I want to go to Seattle. I've never seen the Space Needle. I hear Seattle's really beautiful. Oh, okay. Oh, don't make me restart this one. Look at those people.
Well, exactly because my mom passed away a long time ago. And I was
That is something a little different, huh? I mean, hey, you know what? When I go on vacation, I look for some new adventures, even some challenging times, and that's what it looks like here in Seattle. So we got Philadelphia, Seattle, and now we got Washington D.C. Check this out. This was interesting. I seen this story last night. It says a 21-year-old congressional intern was killed Monday night after being caught in targeted gunfire in Washington, D.C., police said. I think we have the next one, I think, is the video here.
Shooting at some people. A warm night, people are out. We're at 7th and M Northwest when a car pulled up and started shooting at some people. I want to show you. This is a bus kiosk. The glass was shot out. You can see this is a bullet hole. This is a bullet hole. This is another bullet hole. We do not know where the 21-year-old was standing in all this. There's a metro stop right there. But we can tell you, I think we have some video to show you what it looked like here. Police had a 3-block area of this closed down as they investigated. Now, we know now that an adult woman turned up at a location 3.5 blocks north of here asking for help, saying that she had been shot. Police tell us, in addition to that, a 16-year-old was shot. We do not know his condition, but we know that he survived his injury. So we don't know much more than that. I do have a statement now I'm going to read to you, and I think we're going to bring this up on the screen from Congressman Ron Estes, a Republican from Kansas. He says, about the victim, I will remember his kind heart and how he always greeted anyone who entered our office with a cheerful smile. The victim in this case, Eric Tarpinian Jocham, was an intern in the congressman's office out of a program through the University of Massachusetts. We understand he is originally, however, from Mississippi, here in Washington, D.C., like so many on that internship to get the experience, and a terrible tragedy here at 7th and M in the Shaw neighborhood on Monday night.
Man, so much senseless violence. Again, when they find the suspect, I promise you it won't be a white supremacist like they want you to think. It's just sad. It's just sad what we're seeing in our communities. I seen this video and I just wanted to show you because, again, there's a lot of fake churches, false prophets, and then there's just absolutely crazy. If you go to a United Methodist church, I would run away. It's not a church; it's the devil's den. I want to put this up and just give you an idea. Like, if a parent takes their child here, that is absolute child abuse. Take a look at this.
My name is Candy Von Sparkle, aka Christopher. My pronouns are he, she, and they. Please join me responsibly.
His pronouns are he, she, and they. So what the hell does he identify? Is he like a quadsexual?
In a call to worship. Source of life, in the beginning, you made us and called us beloved. When we forget how to love, you remind us to love. When the powers of the world try to oppress us, your name is Allah. When our siblings in faith condemn us, claim us beloved. We are your beloved. So today we sing your praises.
This is not comedy, folks. This is real life. This is real life. When we talk about the mental health conditions of people in this country, I don't know how much how much more this country could take. I mean, we have destroyed ourselves. And it's just disgusting. And then there's a lot of people that are scared to speak up and say, hey, something's wrong with this person, or this is wrong, because they're worried they're going to get cancel cultured, or people's going to say they're a homophobic bigot and all this. We don't care about if you're gay or not. Nobody cares. What we care about is that, again, there's some reality, and we worry about you because these are the same people that are getting arrested constantly that we cover. These pronouns. I mean, if you have a pronoun after your name, there's an issue. I want to play this from 3 months ago. 3 months ago. And you guys got to be warned. We got to be careful under this tyrant known as President Trump. Just listen to this.
Comes in and basically starts the dumbest trade war in the history of this country. This is going to be about potentially millions of people losing their jobs. It's going to be about millions of people losing their savings, many of people losing their retirement security, and at the same time taking on even higher costs for everything they buy. So that's going to push us in potentially to foreclosures or people being pushed out of their apartments. You know, I remember this from 2008 and how long it took us to dig our way out. And to this day, there are families, there are communities that still haven't recovered. Recessions can be all those fancy charts and graphs, but at the end of the day, people feel them one person at a time, and they can be devastating.
They can be devastating, and we're getting that devastating news all the time right now because, again, Democrats wouldn't lie. Democrats wouldn't try to make Trump or his policies look bad when, in reality, what's going on? Well, Axios posted this today, and I thought this was interesting. Their post said, just in, U.S. economy adds 147,000 jobs in June, defying slowdown expectations. Now, they have people out there believing that the economy is going to crap right now, that people are losing their jobs, bad things are happening, that they constantly have it on repeat. Americans are going to be homeless, outliving. Now, they're not talking about our homeless rate got to record levels under Joe Biden. They're not talking about that. And they're not talking about the true wages of Americans are actually going up. Things that didn't happen under Joe Biden. But it was just amazing because, again, what are we talking about? What have we been hearing every time we turn on the news, whether it's local news, national news? You guys got to brace. You guys got to brace. We are going to have a downturn. Trump's tariff is horrible. All your prices are going up. What was it? We just took $130 billion so far into the tariff revenue, and your costs have not gone up. Actually, groceries, your necessities have actually gone down, including gas. Let's listen to CNN because this has to be hard for Hakeem Jeffries, Nancy Pelosi, because you know they got CNN on the background. Because, again, why would you listen to anything else when CNN is part of the Democrat Party? But when they have to report stuff, it gets good.
You expected some of this, but this is better than expected?
Yeah, Sarah, it is. Look, this jobs market is like the Energizer Bunny. Every single time we expect it to run out of steam, it just keeps going and going. So these new numbers show that the U.S. economy added 147,000 jobs in June. That was still relatively historically low. And we expect it to run out of steam. It just keeps going and going. So these new numbers show that the U.S. economy added 147,000 jobs in June. That was well ahead of the expectation of about 118,000, well ahead of some whispers that we heard on Wall Street of a sub 100,000 number. So this is indeed beating expectations. We were also expecting a slowdown. We did not get that. This is basically in line with May, which was revised higher. It's also good news. The unemployment rate was expected to go up. It didn't. It went down to 4.1%. That is a very healthy number. This is still relatively historically low. And again, it's below the 4.3% that we had expected.
They had to say that the unemployment rate was historically low after they expected it to go up to 4.3%. It was at 4.2 and it went down to 4.1. This is after all tens of thousands of government employees were let go over the last, 4 months with Doge cuts, cutting out USAID, the Department of Education, all these things that they said would tank the economy. I'm going to play this one more time. This is our victory lap here. And again, this doesn't mean this continues. We are going to hit some bumps. There is going to be some things coming down the road. And maybe I'm wrong, but just through my history of analysis and seeing how these things work, obviously, if the Fed chair, Jerome Powell, actually did his job and lowered interest rates to other countries who we're competing with, I think these numbers, even CNN would have to talk about them for a week. All that investment. There's a lot of people, a lot of investors, a lot of people, even small-time investors. I have a buddy that opened up a business, and he has put every dime he has made into that business into real estate. He buys a home, he rents it out. He buys a home, he puts it on Airbnb. He's worth a lot of money right now, but you know what he started with? He started literally with a truck and a trailer doing the business he does. That's all it was the truck and a trailer. And every time he made money, he didn't go out and spend money. He didn't waste his money. He didn't spend frivolously. He saved every dime and built that company up. And then when he got more income and started paying himself more, he invested. Those people are holding off right now because it's costing a lot more to do something like buy a home. And we've covered all this, but let's listen to this one more time.
You expected some of this, but this is better than expected?
Yeah, Sarah, it is. Look, this jobs market is like the Energizer Bunny. Every single time we expect it to run out of steam, it just keeps going and going. So these new numbers show that the U.S. economy added 147,000 jobs in June. That was well ahead of the expectation of about 118,000, well ahead of some whispers that we heard on Wall Street of a sub 100,000 number. So this is indeed beating expectations. We were also expecting a slowdown. We did not get that. This is basically in line with May, which was revised higher. It's also good news. The unemployment rate was expected to go up. It didn't. It went down to 4.1%. That is a very healthy number. This is still relatively historically.
I love stopping it right there where he says relatively historic. Again, and there was naysayers on our side too. And I wouldn't even say naysayers. I'm just coming off of Biden's economy. It's hard to make these numbers happen. And he's done it. Listen to them. Wesley Hunt tweeted this out. He goes, CNN accidentally reports major victories under President Trump. Gas prices are down, economy's booming, jobs are up, borders secure, and the one big, beautiful bill will pass. Take a look at
Trump's
this.
mega spending bill. Here are some things that have happened. Gas prices down, economic. Brand new jobs report shows that's much better than expected, and border crossings are down. And now Trump's mega spending bill looks like it's going to be passed by Republicans. How do you Democrats fight back with the wins that Trump can tout?
Well, it depends on how you define wins.
It depends how you define wins. Because guess who this is winning for? This is winning for the American people, the seniors on Social Security that need a stable environment and a stable economy to continue their Social Security. This is a win for all those college students that didn't take gender studies and they want to get out of college and have a good paying job to pay off their school loans. This is a win for me and you. Trump wants to make America great again. And when CNN says that, listen to this in the background. This is just insane.
Here are some things that have happened. Gas prices down.
Gas prices down.
Brand new jobs report shows that's much better than expected, and border crossings are down. And now Trump's mega spending bill looks like it's going to be passed by Republicans. How do you Democrats fight back with the wins that Trump can tout?
How do you fight back with the wins that Trump can tout? I'm telling you.
Well,
I'm telling you.
it depends on how you
expect everything to be this good this month. I know we looked at some preliminary numbers. There's some things you can look at, but you never know until the actual reports come out. And this is great for the stock market. How about Bloomberg? Let's listen to Bloomberg really quick. Let's put this over here.
This is good news, much better than expected. An upside surprise on headline payrolls, 147, the estimate 106. The unemployment rate was at 4.2. In our survey, economists were looking for that to climb up to 4.3. It comes in at 4.1. And if you want some high-frequency data, or at least some higher-frequency data, jobless claims, much lower than expected. Across the board here in the labour market, this is a pretty solid read.
Pretty solid read, huh? Well, I'm loving it. I don't know about you, but I'm loving it. And again, no matter what, when you turn on the news today, this is all great times. Anytime you hear a Democrat speak today, it's going to be a lie. It's going to be a lie. They want Trump's economy to look bad. They want to do everything they can to destroy the perception. Because again, they've had people believing that prices are up. You have Hakeem Jeffries still saying inflation's going through the roof. And again, media's not calling them out. I was actually surprised that CNN said, how do you Democrats defend this? That's a good question. How do you defend this? You don't. You just lie. You just try to make them look bad. Here's another one here. This one kind of talks about how CNN's or how President Trump's tariff hasn't tanked the economy. It's actually done the opposite. We've heard time and time again that the tariffs are going to destroy everything. We heard 3 months ago, the shelves will be empty, folks. You're going to walk into your stores and the things you need, the parts you need for your car, the barbecues you want to buy for 4th of July, they're not going to be there, folks. But what's happening? And you know what? I just want to say one other thing. When it comes to, remember, we have these trade negotiations. Some call it a trade war against certain countries that are not willing to negotiate with us as much as they should. You know what message this sends to them? Because they know they have Democrats. China knows Democrats are on their side. They're like, we don't even got to fight it. Democrats are suing Trump to get the tariffs removed. We don't have to fight this. Let the Democrats fight our war. That's what China and some of these other countries are saying. But when they see this, and they are hoping, because China is being hurt by the tariffs. Many factories shut down for a while. They can't hide the fact that what Trump has done is bringing us money while also boosting our economy. Take a listen to this.
There were predictions that the tariffs, and granted, a lot of them have been pulled back, most of them have been pulled back, but all that tariff policy was going to lead to job losses, predictions of doom. That doom just hasn't happened yet.
It hasn't happened. And, you know, John, I've been doing a lot of reporting on this topic. And what I'm hearing is that for the last few years, really since COVID, but even before, companies have realized that their supply chains can be interrupted for lots of reasons, for a virus, for a geopolitical event, for a war, for a climate event. And so they've been using technology to really streamline things. They've been getting their systems in place, and there's just a lot more efficiency in the system now. In some ways, I think this is a triumph of business and how business has been optimizing. Now, that said, when we think about who's going to do well in this period, it's going to be big businesses. I am hearing that there's more pressure on small and mid-sized businesses that will be far less able to cope with whatever tariff inflationary impact we do see. That concerns me because small and mid-sized businesses are what fuels a lot of communities around the country. If you see them going under because they can't take even a little bit of tariff pressure, that could have a jobs impact. So again, optimistic right now, but it's, there are some issues on the horizon still.
All right, but
they just can't spin it, folks. They just can't spin it.
Good jobs report. One more.
Another good jobs report. More great timing by, it's funny. I had to think to myself, Democrats have told us everything Trump has done is hurting the economy. It's making it worse for us, the American citizens. We're not feeling it. What made us worse for American citizens was Bidenflation. And that there's still a long road to fight what Joe Biden did to fix it in our economy. Either real wages have to rise more so that people can afford the Bidenflation, or we need deflation. And deflation is very hard to get through. It's just one of those things that this Trump economy will fix. Listen to Scott Bessent right here. Listen to what he says. I just love this. The whole Trump administration, guys, is out there hitting hard, hitting the press. Take a listen.
Well, then let's think about this. You can't have it both ways. If tariffs going to hurt the economy, then we're going to pick up, according to CBO, if you want to take CBO scoring over the 10-year window, we pick up $2.8 trillion in revenue. And what we've seen so far is that tariffs haven't hurt. The dog that didn't bark was that tariffs going to hurt the economy. We're going to hurt the markets. Market had the fastest recovery ever. April from a 15% decline, and we're at new highs in the market. So I've made my career on listening to the market, not Wall Street economists. So I'm going to stick with what the market.
I just think that's great. Fastest recovery ever in the history. And again, those Wall Street people do play an effect on what we see in our everyday stuff. When they're selling off stocks, when they're scaring the people as well, it can definitely affect what's going on. And regardless of all that, Trump's economy, once again, leading the way. All the naysayers, the Hakeem Jeffries, the Adam Schiffs of the world. And what do we have to deal with today? Let's look at some of the headlines, actually. And again, Democrats are hating life. The U.S. economy added stronger than expected, 147,000 jobs in June, and the unemployment rate fell to 4.1%. That's CNN. The New York Times, U.S. hiring remains solid, signs of a resilient economy. Now, really quick, if it's signs for such a resilient economy, then we know that the Fed chair, Jerome Powell, is only keeping interest rates up as a political partisan hack. That, again, he said, and we covered this yesterday, he's like, well, if you remove the tariffs, we'll lower the interest rates. He does not want the United States to succeed, just like all these Democrats that are putting illegal aliens, health care for illegal aliens above and beyond the American citizen. At some point, folks, even some of these brainwashed Democrats have to wake up. Check that out. Old Uncle Bill and Jalen gifted a subscription over there on Rumble. Thank you, guys. I see the gray popping up. All my colored folks. I love all my colored folks in there. And if you don't have a colored name, make sure you get a subscription. You can do that on the bottom of your screen. And thank you to all those who are gifting the subscription. Let's take a look at the other headlines. U.S. payroll increased by 147,000 in June, more than expected. That was from CNBC. Stock market today. Dow rises, strong jobs data lifts dollar and bond yields. So you're telling me this is Wall Street Journal, folks. So you're telling me that that this data has lifted the dollar and bond yields? This is insane. This is absolutely insane. This is why I tell you, never listen to the fake news. Never believe what you hear. Again, we've been hearing lies for decades now from the fake news because they are an arm of the Democrat Party. And the proof is in the pudding here, folks. The proof is in the pudding. They lied about Joe Biden's economy. They never gave him any hard time. They weren't going to grocery stores. When I was doing videos of you guys and I was showing you this used to be $2.99, now it's $3.69. That affects middle America. That affects the low-income people that Democrats say that they stand for. I live in California. Our gas prices, our electricity, everything's higher here. And you know, it doesn't hurt the rich folks. It doesn't hurt the investors. It hurts middle-class America and the lower-income folks that are just trying to survive. You know, Democrats always talk about that single mother with 3 children. Well, that single mother with 3 children pays a hell of a lot more in California than she would in any other state. Her gas prices are higher by about $1.80 a gallon. Now that we got the minimum wage, that's $20 an hour in California for fast food workers, and they're pushing for $25. You know what that did? 36% increase. So when she picks up her kids from school or daycare and she's in a rush because she is that single mom, and she's also got errands to run. She's running that household. That $20 McDonald's bill is now $27, thanks to Democrats and Gavin Newsom. And again, this is just crazy. How about this? This was another epic one right here. S&P 500 hit an all-time high today. An all-time high. Where's Harry Sisson? Where's Harry Sisson? Is he tweeting all this stuff out right now? I need to go check here after we get done with this show. And then not just that, there's other things to celebrate that we covered yesterday. Doesn't matter where you are in the United States. Actually, even Trump is affecting California gas prices a little. They are down like 20 cents. They're not down like the rest of the country. But take a listen to this as everybody goes to protest the No Kings tomorrow. They're going to be saving money thanks to President Donald Trump. They are going to be spending less on that gas tank to get to their protest where they can scream and screech, dye their hair purple for the day, whatever they got to do. Take a listen to this.
Traveling for the 4th of July, you can expect some relief at the gas pump.
All right, news reporter Sahara Sriraman is live in Richmond with Chesterfield with how much you can expect to pay. Sahara?
Autumn Delaney, according to AAA, gas prices are not only cheaper this year, but they're at levels we haven't seen in 4 years. According to AAA, gas prices are down more than 30 cents from this time last year.
30 cents from this time last year? I'm just going to figure that out. If your car, just 10 gallons, you just save $3. So you're probably saving $5 every time you fill up. And this is not from 2 years ago. This is from last year. And overall, Trump said the way to stop inflation is through his policies. And one of them was drill, baby, drill, produce more energy. And that's exactly what he's doing, which will lower cost to where you, the consumer, when you go to the grocery store, trust me, a lot of you guys are eating wherever you're at in the United States. You are eating something that was grown right here in the Central Valley in California. It has to be trucked to you. And guess what? When truckers are putting on surcharges of so many percent because of Biden's gas prices, how much are gas prices? You pay that in the end. And you will see these prices, and you have seen these prices on groceries go down just for the simple fact of the less expensive fuel. And I think that's absolutely great. Now we have the one big, beautiful bill debate going on. Hakeem Jeffries is trying to filibuster. About probably 45 minutes ago, I think he had been speaking for 7 hours. Obviously, I haven't checked this, and we will check it at the end of the show to see if he's still blabbering. The dollar store Obama is. And Renee just gifted a subscription to the Oreo Express. Thank you, Renee. And Julia says, Josh, he is done blabbering. Okay, good news. Well, listen to this. That means the big, beautiful bill will pass here soon. I believe they have the votes, and we're just going to go through some of this. Take a look over here.
We are watching as the big, beautiful bill is just one successful House vote away from landing on President Trump's desk. But as we've been watching all morning long, House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries, he is holding up that final vote. He's been on the House floor for about 6 hours now, and he's expected to keep going.
He's expected to keep going, and that he did up until, I guess, just recently when we started the show. And listen to what Hakeem Jeffries said here. Like, if you weren't already convinced to vote for the one big, beautiful bill, you'd be convinced after this. Remember, when President Trump ran, his biggest key promise was his same promise in 2016. And it got him elected then, and it got him elected again. That was, I will shut down the border. I will do mass deportations. And this bill funds a lot, 10,000 more ICE agents, so we can rapidly put an express lane for these deportation efforts. And listen to Hakeem Jeffries.
A deportation machine that will be unleashed on steroids by this one big, ugly bill.
A deportation machine that will be unleashed on steroids. Yeah, okay, I voted for that. I think many Americans voted for that. All 7 swing states. And Rep. Mike Collins, this is kind of funny. So Bill Malugan put up Hakeem Jeffries. A deportation machine will be unleashed on steroids if the one big, beautiful bill passes. Mike Collins says, I'm already a yes. He doesn't have to sell me anymore. You gotta love it, folks. You gotta love it. I say this a lot of times. Just let Democrats talk, even though they're full of lies. Oh, we're going to see millions of people die each year. They're going to go to grandma's nursing home and they're going to pull the plug on her. She's just going to die right there if this bill passes. All these things. And unfortunately, some people do believe that. You guys seen that when we talk to people at some of the Tesla protests, or what we also labeled as Unite the White. It was the Unite the White rally when we went to all these places, no diversity. But we seen 85-year-olds out there in walkers, people in their wheelchairs, and you just felt bad for them. You really did. Because they had been fed the lie that they're going to lose Social Security and that Trump was just going to start writing checks to Elon Musk. Because that's what the money's for, is Elon Musk, right? That's what Democrats said. That's what CNN parroted. And even though they do this, and more people are waking up, and I think this could really backfire on them for the midterms. I mean, we have a lot of things we got to get through before the midterms. But the way the economy's going, the way the jobs report's going, how could you elect a Democrat at this point? This was Catherine Whip Clark. She said in a tweet on X that for 7 hours and counting, Rep. Jeffries has been on the House floor, lifting up the voices of everyday people who will pay the price for Republicans' betrayal. He will keep telling those stories. He will keep raising our voices. We will keep sounding the alarm. We need some spooky ghost music. I need to add that to my soundboard so when we read stuff like that. Now, this was great. This was great. I didn't know this, but I told you guys the big, beautiful bill will be passing. But did you know Trump actually made it down there while Hakeem Jeffries was speaking? Take a look at this. This is just excellent stuff. I mean, right there on the House floor.
Effectively in Medicaid as we know it. Gut parts of the Affordable Care Act. What you essentially are doing by
Oh my God, you gotta love the internet. I seen that today and I was rolling. I was absolutely rolling. I just couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. Before we get moving on to the one bit beautiful bill, let me hit this button over here. And actually, let me refresh it. So check this out, guys. If you are not a Rumble Premium subscriber, you need to jump on. This sponsorship is from Rumble, one that is incredibly important to the survival of the company. When Rumble first started in 2013, they built the platform for the small creator. They didn't censor or have biases. They were fair and treated creators equally. No one thought platforms would censor political conversation or censor opinions on COVID, but they did. Facebook admitted they fell to pressure from the Biden-Harris administration. Rumble did not. They held the line. They are attacked daily for giving us a voice to talk to you. They are attacked in corporate media, and they are attacked by governments like France. They are attacked from brand advertisers who refuse to work with them. Corporate America is fighting to remove speech. Rumble is fighting to keep it. Rumble won't survive with brand advertisers because they don't get much of that. Watching our show on Rumble is the most they can ask from you. But if you really believe in this fight, and if you have the means, one major way you can help Rumble survive is by joining Rumble Premium. Join the community that believes in the First Amendment and believes in our human right to free speech. Rumble is offering $10 off with promo code STUDIO. When you purchase an annual subscription, so that's a 1-year subscription, all you have to do is go to rumble.com/premium and use promo code STUDIO. Like I said, if you have the means, believe in the cause, now is the time to join Rumble Premium. If you don't have the means, we are just happy that you're here watching us on Rumble. And again, we do Rumble Premium shows only. And that's one of these reasons why we are working on some of this stuff with the studio, and we've been dealing with the headache of trying to get it all figured out. And we'll probably have something for you in the next 4 to 5 days where we're going to do a cigar time. If you guys remember, we used to do cigar time. Get Matt on here. We're going to have some fun. That will be premium. That will be premium. Some of the funner stuff will be premium. The news, I want you guys to hear every day, because it's the reason why I do this, is to get this out. At 8:21 this morning, my time, which was about almost 3 hours ago, House Speaker Mike Johnson, according to Politico, says he has the votes to pass the GOP mega bill. So we're gonna touch basis on this here in a minute and see where they're at on that. Listen to what Mike Johnson said about Hakeem Jeffries delaying the vote with his long speech. Take a listen.
Can you tell? Yes.
Let's get this over here.
Speaker Johnson, are you feeling confident about where you guys are right now?
Yes, we're very confident. Hakeem Jeffries will stop speaking.
Do you have a sense of how long it's going to go?
I don't know what he has in mind. He may be trying to go for the record. I think Kevin McCarthy holds the record, and it's an utter waste of everyone's time. But, that's part of the system here.
How many votes do you think you might lose on this final vote?
Maybe one or two. We'll have the votes, and we'll get this. We'll land this plane before July 4th, as I told you all we would do.
Are you guys trying to still win over Brian?
I am. Brian's a great member and a classmate of mine, a trusted friend, and he has concerns, and I let everybody vote their conscience, but I've certainly tried to encourage him to get to a yes.
Is it on the Medicaid piece of things that he's concerned about?
I think he's got a number of things that he's just concerned about, and he's in good faith, and it doesn't change anything about his effectiveness as a member or a relationship or anything. He's a great friend.
At this point, are you still having any conversations via text, trying to encourage last people?
I think everybody knows where they are at this point, and we're just ready to get it done and deliver this product for the people. So we're excited about it.
Well, can you talk about what some of the conservative holdouts, what sort of changed their minds in the middle of the night? Obviously, that vote opened a really long time.
Well, I genuinely believe that because the Senate sent us a modified product, a lot of people just needed time to digest that.
So again, that's just some of his comments there that he talked about the delay. And listen to, again, another lie from Democrats. They want to scare the American people. They can't tell you the truth about it, guys. And one thing they are frantic about is that jobs numbers report that came out this morning. They said the opposite would happen, didn't they? They told you that factories and businesses would be closing down. They were standing up for China. Take a listen to this really quick.
That's what this bill does. It will dedicate billions of dollars for them to go into Latino communities and try to strip people of their citizenship.
So now, again, more fear porn. It'll strip them of their citizenship. Rapid Response 47 came out and says, Rep. Joaquin Castro says the big, beautiful bill includes funding for ICE to try to strip people of their citizenship. False. It dedicates funding for ICE to arrest illegals, including violent public safety threats, as they fulfill POTUS's mass deportation agenda. Once again, and I know mainstream media don't understand this. I know it's hard to get through a Democrat's head. It's like talking to a wall. But one of those things that they need to understand is if you come into the country illegally, you are a criminal, illegal alien, and you have broken the law. It's plain and simple. There's no way to sugarcoat it. Doesn't matter if you're here for 2 months or 2 years. And again, Trump knows, and I think a lot of people that's been on the border, people that's reported on the border, understand how important this really is. Check this out. We'll move on, and then we will check the big, beautiful bill progress here in a moment. But the Supreme Court said on Thursday that it would hear appeals from 3 states seeking to uphold laws excluding transgender student athletes from participation in girls' and women's sports teams. Now, this will be heard, October? This is going to be heard in the fall. This is great because, again, we need somebody to stand up for our girls. Democrats have tried to erase girls completely, whether it comes to their sports or anything else. We just seen the University of Virginia and UPenn both come to a kind of a settlement with the Trump administration where they removed the titles from males who competed against females. And so we're gonna watch this unfold. This is Attorney General Raul Labrador. Take a look at his tweet here. He was putting, the Supreme Court will hear our case defending Idaho's law protecting women's sports and giving us the chance to secure that protection for female athletes nationwide. Women deserve fair competition based on biological reality. Proud to lead this fight. I'm proud for them. I'm thankful for those people that said this is just a bunch of insanity. We need to stop what we're doing here. And you don't even got to take a step back. I mean, just look at the fast forward moment that Democrats have done. Again, Democrats and Republicans used to be very similar in their policies. The way they go about their policies was always different. And Democrats have become the party of extremism. That's just the truth. That's just the truth. I thought this was interesting.
The rest of I know I made a
yesterday, Gavin Newsom, guys. You guys know I'm in California. I keep up on California politics, and for the last couple weeks, probably a month now, Gavin Newsom is just rage tweeting against Trump. Every time he does a press conference, Trump bad, Orange Man bad. I mean, the same stuff we heard through the first term and even through Joe Biden's term, when they wanted people to believe that Trump was somehow bad. Remember, you can't elect a convicted felon. Cha-ching, jackpot, he got elected. Take a listen to this. This right here is Gavin Newsom talking about Alligator Alcatraz. And if you guys didn't know, if you head over to our website, theoreoexpress.com/shop, SHOP, we have our Alligator Alcatraz shirts. We've already sold 3. Jay Lynn bought 2, and Nola got 1. So make sure you're in that and you're getting your shirts, guys. Again, it helps support out the platform. You get some cool gear to wear, and it triggers some people from time to time.
Comment about the Alcatraz alligator. That was just, these are flim-flammers. They're not serious people. What an embarrassment. Imagine the rest of the world looking at that. Mocking people, saying, well, if you're going to run, zig and zag. The President of the United States of America. I revere that office. We all should. Founding fathers didn't live and die to see that show. What an embarrassment. $450 million a year of wasted tax money. For pure.
Now, do you think he really cares about wasting tax money? How many remember, and I didn't pull up any videos, but we went to about 9 of Joe Biden's tent cities with hundreds of employees costing millions of dollars a day in order for them to import these illegals, process them, feed them, get them to an NGO so they could come to your community and commit crimes. I like this because Sheriff Gerald Pio put this out. And he said, in 1993, I opened, let me put this up on the screen for you. I opened the Tent City Jail for $60,000 to house convicted criminals and process illegal aliens out of the country. May 1st, 2021, I helped expose Biden's Tucson, Arizona tent facility costing $105 million to process illegals into the country. Big difference. If you remember, we used to cover, Sheriff Joe's little setup? But again, Gavin Newsom had no problems with the hundreds of millions of dollars it was costing, if not per day, per week, to run all these tent facilities. But now he has a problem of one that's costing some money to get these people out of our country, which ends up saving this country, not only saving it, but saving this country a lot of money. It's just absolutely fabulous what we're seeing. Scott Wiener once again put this up here. And again, they have been focused on doxing ICE agents. They have been focused on making them Nazis by pretty much the way they describe our federal law enforcement is a way to justify violence, acts of violence, and terrorism against our federal ICE officers. He put up, we don't need ski masks. We don't need ski masked secret police in California. It's why we're advancing legislation to ban this kind of masking by law enforcement. And I put this down there. I go, Scott has never raised concern about this. How many protests have we been to where we can't identify somebody that's assaulted somebody? The reason why I was just assaulted, 3-4 weeks ago by Trans Tifa, who was wearing all black bloc for that simple reason, so people couldn't identify them. And it's once again, it is a war on our law enforcement. These are the same people that wanted to defund the police, the same people that are still defunding police. They release criminals from jail early and they think it's okay. Now the news agencies have started something else with an illegal. We know Kilmar Abrego Garcia, who was sent to an El Salvadorian prison. We even had senators go over there and have margaritas with them. Now, I've never seen senators or Congress people work that hard for American citizens as they've had over the last, since Trump's been elected, for illegal aliens. But now they're raising the alarm. Listen to this. Kilmar Abrego Garcia was stripped naked, had his head shaved, beaten, forced to kneel for hours overnight, and lost almost over 30 pounds during his time at the notorious Secot prison in El Salvador, his attorney says in a new court filing. Now, sometimes our actions have consequences. Our government has given everybody the opportunity to self-deport. They told you what was coming. They said, if you're in this country illegally, we don't care if you've raped, murdered somebody. We're going to go after the rapists and murderers. But if you're in this country illegally, you can self-deport. They'll pay for your plane flight. If not, the Supreme Court just ruled that they could send you to countries that you didn't come from. If you're from a country where you say they pose a fear to you, and that's why you're here, well, we'll send you to another country. Well, there's consequences to laws and actions. Our actions have consequences. Go talk to those people that are in jail right now for committing criminal acts. They wanted Kilmar Abrego, NBC News wanted Kilmar Abrego Garcia to be given steak and lobster, to get mani-pedis. That's what, this is the insanity. I'll be honest. I'm just going to tell you, I don't care about Kilmar Abrego Garcia. He was a human trafficker, MS-13 drug dealer, human trafficker. You think I care how he was treated? I'm just being real. I'm focused on a lot of people. And I got a lot of people ahead of him to worry about, like American citizens, my neighbors, the 300,000 children that were lost under Joe Biden. I care more about them than I do all about this propaganda. It's just insane. How about this? This is another win for America right here. America is no longer a safe haven for the world's criminals. On Tuesday, ICE Gov arrested one of Honduras's top 10 most wanted criminals in Long Island, New York. Alvino Mauricio Martinez Cotto had previously been deported twice and re-entered the United States after being wanted in Honduras for aggravated femicide, attempted homicide, and forcible entry into a home. Ta-ta for now. Making America's streets safer every day. Thank you, ICE. Thank you, Department of Homeland Security. This was ICE making an arrest in California. I just love, again, they've tried to do this fake story the left has. And what does this story have to do with? Oh, the LAPD is helping immigration and customs enforcement, is helping deport these people. Do not work with ICE. They're not working with ICE. But when they are the police and the law enforcement in the area, and when ICE is getting assaulted, they need to go there and handle their tyrants and their crazies in their city, right? Well, I want you to watch the San Diego police officer absolutely school this guy. Show your faces! God bless this officer.
You guys, we're live from Linda Vista, California, where they're abducting civilians who...
They're abducting civilians. They are arresting illegal aliens. That's what they are doing.
...are innocent and who have done nothing wrong. They've already taken 3 people. San Diego PD is assisting Border Patrol with this operation today.
All we're here for is scene security. We have not made any immigration arrests. California law does not allow us to do that. California law does permit us to assist them when officer safety issues arise, such as them getting surrounded. We can come and make sure members of the public are not assaulting them or interfering in their investigation.
Okay.
We are
Thank
not
you so much.
making immigration arrests.
You're not making any arrests. You're just protecting them so they can do their duties.
That is a federal law. We can't enforce.
Take off your mask. Show your faces. This guy wants to take a picture of me but won't identify himself. Yeah, go walk away, scared, right? Yeah, get my picture. I don't care. I really do not care. I really do not care at all if you guys get me on video because I'm already all over social media using my voice, spreading awareness to what you guys are doing. You're kidnapping innocent families. It is not right what you are doing.
Oh my God, that officer just absolutely schooled him. And again, I don't know who the guy was. We'll just call him Gay Boy. Let's see what else is going on really quick. Another win, and the New York Times. Again, Trump has had so many wins over the last couple weeks. New York Times had to report this, and I think that's just epic. It was shared out by Homeland Security. And it says illegal border crossings plunged to the lowest level in decades. And Homeland Security said in June, CBP had the lowest number of nationwide encounters in American history. This is 12% lower than the previous record set by Donald Trump in February 2025. The numbers don't lie. Under President Trump's leadership, DHS.gov and CBP have shattered records and delivered the most secure border in American history. That's what I'm talking about. Now, let's see what's going on really quick in the big, beautiful bill, the one big, beautiful bill here. ABC News, House Democrat leader Hakeem Jeffries has shattered the record for the longest House floor remarks in U.S. history, surpassing the previous mark that was set by Republican Kevin McCarthy in 2021. Well, that's great, because that's all Democrats do is talk. Listen to this. Rep. Jason Smith, listen to what he said about the speech.
A bunch of hogwash is what we've heard for 8 hours on that side of the building.
Sir is recognized.
Mr. Speaker, I come from the show me state. And what we just heard can be defined in one word. A bunch of hogwash is what we've heard for 8 hours on that side of the building. I'll tell you, for the 8 hours, could we have order?
Oh, they're all upset. Can we have order? I think it's absolutely great. Let's check something really quick. Give me 1 second to pull it up.
At Carl's Jr., late birds get the back.
The House will consider the Senate passed GOP tax and spending cuts goal with the goal of getting it to President Trump's desk for his signature by Friday, July 4th. Let's see if they have anything going on in there right now. Might have to cover it in the next show if there's not any action going on, but let it pull up. Doesn't look like any action. While that one's loading, let me go back up here. Check this out. Breaking, a rural medical clinic in Nebraska just announced it's closing due to Republicans' expected Medicaid cuts. How do you close before the cuts get in here? And of course, this is the type of fake news. This with the same person that lies. There it is. The impact is already being felt. It's hilarious. It's hilarious. There hasn't been an impact. And again, if they're closing, that's because taxpayers were just subsidizing the hospitals or the medical clinics. Bottom line. Let's see. It's just funny because that's what Democrats do, talk and lie. Let's see. Soon, House votes on big, beautiful bill. Let's listen to this.
And today will be the one big, beautiful bill passes the Congress, okay? You got to hold your applause. There's too many wins. Are you tired of winning yet? No! Fourth jobs report in a row exceeds expectations. A sample of the headlines. Lowest monthly border encounters in U.S. history. We closed the border. Last couple of days, a new trade.
Let me see about that. You're saying that the vote is going on now. Let's see if that is the case. For some reason, C-SPAN wouldn't pull it up. Oh, here we go. Let's put this on the screen and see what we got here.
But my father and my grandfather were Democrats.
Republicans, 179. They only got one no right now.
But I can tell you one thing. I have been ashamed of what they've done to weaken our country. And
so let's see if we get it passed right here.
Talk about the tremendous debt we're leaving our children and grandchildren. They don't seem to be concerned about it. And somewhere along the line, we're going to have to pay the piper.
Charles in Claremont, North Carolina, thank you so much.
This is on
Hakeem
a motion
Jeffries
to concur
set a
the
record
Senate
for
amendment.
a House
I
floor
don't think
speech.
this is the bill.
8 minutes and 8 hours
This is about
and
an
44
amendment, I believe,
minutes.
to the bill.
That beat Kevin McCarthy, who did 8 hours and 32 minutes in 2021. And prior to that, Nancy Pelosi in 2018 did 8 hours and some change. Now, this isn't the only record that was set over the debate on the so-called Big Beautiful Bill.
Let's see what this
the
one
Senate,
is. They should
in their
have.
vote-a-rama
They got
all
10 minutes
weekend,
left in
if
this
you were
one.
watching on C-SPAN 2,
Let me see
that
here.
was a record-breaking
We'll look in the
period
background.
of voting that they had as well. Paul Kane from the Washington Post tweets out that a key difference in a House Magic Minute. Now, that's what Hakeem Jeffries took. As a leader, he could speak for unlimited time. But the difference between the House and the Senate filibuster, in the House, only the top 3 leaders get the privilege of limitless speaking. And during a filibuster in the Senate, the senators can yield for questions. That's why a filibuster might go 24, 32, 48 hours, because they can yield for questions. Those questions could go on for a couple of hours, giving the filibustering senator a break. Richard, Canton, Georgia, Republican line. Richard, they're voting on the big, beautiful bill. What do you think?
Okay, they are voting for it.
Well, I hope that it carries through. I hope that all the Republicans will do what they ought to do and vote for it. I don't understand the one thing you can say about Democrats. I mean, there's one leader that'll lead them right into the fire pit, and they'll follow him all the way in. Republicans at least have enough gumption to fight each other once in a while. Democrats don't do that.
So
and the other thing is Hakeem Jeffries. I mean, if he's talking, he's lying. And I'm so fed up with that. They're such hypocrites. He sits there and talks about how, we didn't have time to look at this bill. The House passed this bill back in May. They've been talking about it for months. I think he must have forgotten. It seems to me Nancy Pelosi put a 3,000-plus page bill about Obamacare in front of them and gave them 4 hours to look at it and then vote, because she said you had to pass the bill to see it, to find out what's in it. That is not the way government ought to be run.
Hey, Richard, were you watching the Senate debate this past weekend on C-SPAN 2?
I watched some of it, not all of it. I did get to see an awful lot of Hakeem Jeffries.
They read the entire bill on the floor. Democratic leader Charles Schumer asked for it to be read. And so it was read on the Senate floor. I found that pretty interesting, and could tune in and listen for 10 minutes to hear the language in a bill. So, what do you think about reading all bills on the floors?
Well, why? Senator Schumer left. He wasn't even there to hear it. It was just a delaying ploy by the Democrats. I mean, the Republicans didn't ask them to read Pelosi's bill. Why? Can you imagine? They'd still be reading it.
That's Richard in Canton, Georgia. Again, when you're looking at that vote count, those are House of Representative graphics that they put up. Those are the official vote counts. Keep an eye on the Republican line, the nay vote. And you can see the far line, NV, not voted yet, not voting. So there's 27 Republicans left, 11 Democrats, if my eyes are correct. So the Republicans have the majority. If that nay vote stays at 1, it will pass. And it looks like it's Tom Massey out of Kentucky, who is that one nay vote so far. Chip Roy from Texas, Republican, often critical of spending measures, has voted yes. Some of the votes that we should watch out for include Don Bacon of Nebraska, Brian Fitzpatrick of Pennsylvania, and Scott Perry
Still only
of
one
Virginia.
no from
They are
Republicans.
potential no votes. So keep an eye on that nay line. David Baldwin, Missouri, Democrat. David, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon to you. And what a wonderful presentation that C-SPAN does for these debates. One thing that I'm astonished by is the perception of the bill coming out of the Republican side. If they listened to the bill being read, and I do agree with bills as substantial as this to be read so that John Q. Public can hear what it actually says in the bill. Now, if they were paying attention, they will note that you cannot cut that much money out of these programs and have them still be viable. Now, I work in the healthcare industry, or I just retired from the healthcare industry, and the hospital that's been open since 1974 has just announced that they are closing. Now, this is not a rural hospital. This is a suburban hospital here in St. Louis that has served the public since 1974. Says that this bill is
202, 203.
Let's put it the way they said it. They would not be a viable hospital based on the reimbursements that they would receive from the government.
David, what's the name of the hospital?
St. Luke's De Pere Hospital.
Thank you, sir, for calling in with that. Greg is in Bellevue, Nebraska, independent
So
line.
we are watching to see if
Greg,
the
you with
one
us?
big, beautiful bill passes right now.
Please go ahead.
I'm watching these people scrutinize these bills, and I just look back at so many Democratic bills that have been put on, like the other caller said, where Pelosi says, well, you need to vote on the bill to see what's in it, and they blindly do it. And now they're scrutinizing this bill. At least, even if it is overspending, Trump wants to spend on America, and that's a lot better than what the Dems bankrupt our country on. That's what I had to say.
That's Greg in Nebraska, independent line. Only one nay vote on the Republican side so far, and that is Tom Massey. Scott Perry, who represents the Harrisburg area of Pennsylvania, has voted yes, and Don Bacon, Omaha, Nebraska, retiring after this Congress, has also voted yes on the bill. So the magic number here is for the Republican or the yay votes to get over 213, because the Democrats have 212 in their caucus. So once the Republicans get over 213, the so-called big, beautiful bill will pass. Next call is Lisa in Fort Myers, Florida. Democrats line.
208.
Lisa, good afternoon.
208
to you.
right now.
Hello.
You're on the air.
I
Please
just
go
wanted
ahead.
to say, yes, I just wanted to say that I think that the Republicans should be ashamed of themselves for taking so much away, health care, things that people who are really
Here we
desperate,
go.
who've depended on this system and paid in their whole lives, they should just be ashamed of themselves. And Jesus says that whatever you do to the least of these, that you do to me.
Lisa, how much did you watch any of Hakeem Jeffries' 8-hour and 44-minute speech? We'll never know because she hung up. Ralph, Othello, Washington, Independent Line. Hi, Ralph.
Hi.
What do you want to talk about?
Well, I'm talking about both the Senate and the rest
Come
of
on,
the.
let's get those
I
vets
thought we
in.
are the United States of the America, but it sounds like between the Democrats and Republicans, we're the divided states of the United States of America. And I just am tired of all the baloney that's going on back and forth. What do our kids coming up in school think about?
210, guys. 210.
I think the Democrats and the Republicans should be ashamed of themselves how they're acting. That's all I have to say, sir. Thank you for taking my call.
Jake Sherman is reporting that on the House floor, there are a couple of White House aides, James Braid and James Blair, are out there. Again, if the bill passes, the president is planning a signing ceremony tomorrow. Now, we've also gotten word that there might be an event this afternoon with Speaker Johnson. We will carry that live, of course, as well. Another vote that the Republicans were, somebody who has voted against the Republican majority in the past is Victoria Sparks. She represents Central Indiana, Republican, and she has voted yes on this bill. Now there are, looks like 2 no votes
213
on the Republican side.
Here we go.
So we'll try to figure out, along
Here
with
we
Tom
go.
Massey, who that other nay vote is. Steve is in Arlington, Texas, Republican line. Steve, good afternoon. What'd you think of the debate? What do you think about what you've read about H.R. 1, the big, beautiful bill?
Well, good afternoon. Thank you for taking my call. I really do appreciate it. Number one, I've heard some callers talking about the Democratic Party. Well, the Democratic Party hadn't done anything for this country, first of all, except spin, spin, spin. And so they really don't have much to say or to what they've done in the past.
215,
but I am a
guys.
Republican,
215.
and I do not believe that we should be going into debt to this level. We
Looks
are
like they got it.
sacrificing,
Looks like they got
the
it.
young people's
216.
future
It is
here in
a done
America
deal.
by doing
The
that.
one
I
big,
do
beautiful
believe we need
bill
to be
passes the House.
responsible, and I do not believe this bill is that. There are many parts of the bill that are done
Cut
well.
him off and get to the House floor,
spinning
C-SPAN.
and putting us in that level of debt is unacceptable.
216 to 213
we're
right now.
sacrificing our future.
Thank you, sir, for calling in. Brian Fitzpatrick, who represents a suburban, exurban area of Philadelphia, a Republican, has also voted no. So two people from different points of view, I think, in the Republican Party. Tom Massey, Kentucky,
Let's pull up
Brian Fitzpatrick,
really quick.
Pennsylvania, have both voted no. And the Republicans are over the 212 mark.
Let's pull this up. Let's see if I don't think they got any sound here. 217 to 2. Or 217 to 214 right now. This one does not have audio, I believe. And if it would just let me put the stupid screen on. So on a motion right here. Let me find one with a little audio. Man, what a hard-fought battle. Another win for Trump, though. And Trump's got that kickoff rally today, right? In Iowa? Or yeah, I think so. This one don't have this. Maybe it will have the sound when they open it up. 217 to 214 right now, guys. Yeah, that was C-SPAN I was just on. Let me see if there's another C-SPAN up here. that has it. That. Yeah, it doesn't have one there. Okay, I need to stop moving around. There we go.
After years of craftsmanship and time.
This will have it. Okay, they'll have it once the speaker gets up to the House. So it is passed, guys. The one big, beautiful bill has passed. Why is it not putting that up on the screen? There we go. So something they said couldn't be done. They tried to filibuster. They spoke a lot of hot air. They lied to the Americans. They sent Democrats into Republican districts to their town halls. They put old people in wheelchairs in the Capitol. They did everything they could to try to stop this bill from passing. More importantly, why it needed to pass. 217 to 214. What another great win. I mean, the last 2 weeks for President Trump has been phenomenal. And while we're waiting for some of this to pop up, guys, don't forget we are 100% viewer funded. If you would like to help us out, we would appreciate it. Your donations keep us on the air, keep us traveling, keep the lights on. And we are at the beginning of the month. We have a Venmo at Oreo Josh, Cash App, $ Oreo Army, or givesendgo.com/Oreo 2024. If you do mobile or online banking, there is also a Zelle link on our website. Our website is theoreoexpress.com. Help Oreo Express and the Oreo Army continue to win, just like our president. We just want to say thank you.
Members voted. Or wish to change a vote? No.
218 to 214.
On this vote, the yeas are 218, the nays are 214. The motion is adopted.
USA.
Without objection, the motion to reconsider is laid on the table.
That is awesome. I'm sure we're going to have some highlights and some other stuff in our next show. Cover some of the Democrats. I mean, I don't know what they're going to be. They're going to be cutting off their own arms and saying they can't get medical service.
The chair lays before the House a communication.
So I, again, want to say thank you for all you guys tuning in. It happened while we were live. Again, the one big, beautiful bill passes, and that is epic. We will be live with another show in about 3.5 hours, approximately 3 o'clock Pacific, 6 o'clock Eastern time. We might even show you some of the Trump rally that's going on to start kicking off the year of celebration for 250 years, golden years in this country. So once again, thank you guys. If you want to help out, you want to donate, it's very much a blessing to us. Venmo at Oreo Josh, Cash App, $Oreo Army. We also have givesendgo.com/Oreo 2024. And as always, on our website, we have a link to the Zelle. If you do mobile or online banking, you can go over there to that Zelle link. It's at theoreoexpress.com. It's on our homepage. It says donate now. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and we'll see you shortly.
You're still looking good.
I'm still feeling good. You know, I've got all your MyPillow products. Mattress topper, bed sheets, MyPillows, towels, slippers, blankets.
I'm interrupting this commercial to do something I've never done before. Get 2 MyPillows absolutely free on orders of $100 or more. I can't do this forever, so get on board with this great sale today. Our best-selling 6-piece bath towel sets or kitchen towel sets, just $29.98. Our famous standard MyPillows only $14.98. Queens $18.98. King size only $1 more. Body pillows $29.98. Multi-use MyPillow 2.0s with pillowcase $9.98. Save $40 on our Spring Percale and Giza Dream bedsheet sets. Any size, any color. So go to MyPillow.com or call that number on your screen. Use your promo code to save up to 80% on all MyPillow products. And when you spend $100 or more, get 2 standard MyPillows absolutely free.
Well, hop aboard the Oreo Express, where truth don't hide and we don't second guess. Unapologetic, we're bold and we're loud, shining light on the left shady crowd. Oreo Express, rolling down the track, exposing the lies, ain't no turning back. Conservative fire, we're speaking the truth. At Oreo Express, this one's for you.